Welcome back to Daytime Live. Now we're still buzzing. We're really buzzing during during the break. But now we have some wacky news for you.
So, a New York woman recently shared that her sister was reportedly charged for, and I quote, brief emotional behavior assessment. Now, it turns out that this is more of a serious issue than it seems, and we will be getting into it. But let's start firstly with the funny part, all right? Go on, what's the funny part?
Okay, so Camille Johnson, a YouTube and internet personality, shared a photo of her younger sibling's medical bill on Twitter. And she captioned the photo, "My little sister has been really struggling with a health condition lately and finally got to see a doctor. They charged her $40 for crying."
So in the Twitter thread, she said, quote, one tear in, and they charged her $40 without addressing why she's crying, trying to help, or doing any evaluation, any prescription, nothing. She also noted that the assessment cost more than a vision test, a hemoglobin test, a health risk assessment, and a capillary blood draw.
Okay, so a brief emotional behavioral assessment is a mental health screening that is usually issued as a questionnaire and that is often handed out and filled in before seeing a doctor. Now, the patient did not receive one, the child.
Yeah.
I feel it's a scam.
You think it's a scam?
Scam of them there.
Scam of them there. Yeah.
No, well, most of medicine is a scam, you know. It's a whole heap of things, you know what I mean?
La da dee la dee da, la da dee la dee da, la da la.
Okay, so we'll move on. So calling a man bald is now considered sexual harassment. Yeah, man, that's for real.
Sorry.
So a British Employment Tribunal ruled early this month. 3 members of the tribunal, which is a judicial body that hears workplace disputes, said that since baldness was more prevalent in men than women, using the word bald and is now therefore an insult and therefore related to a protected characteristic of sex.
I don't understand. Now, the tribunal, whose members alluded to their own experiences with hair loss, also compared calling a man bald to commenting on the size of a woman's bodingos. Now, that's breasts, by the way. So the ruling was on behalf of a complaint filed by Tony Finn, who worked as an electrician for the British Bung manufacturing company.
So Finn
I'm sorry.
worked at the company which manufactures wooden cast closures for the brewing industry in Yorkshire for nearly 24 years before being fired last year. So Finn alleged that during a workplace argument in July 2019, his shift supervisor, Jamie King, referred to him as a bald C-T. Bleep, bleep. So the panel noted that Flynn had not complained about the use of a 4-letter word, but he was offended by being called bald.
And the quote continues, we have little doubt that being referred to in this pejorative manner was unwanted conduct as far as Finn was concerned, end quote. The tribunal found this is strong language, although we find industrial language was commonplace on this West Yorkshire factory floor. In our judgment, Mr. King crossed the line by making remarks, personal remarks, to the claimant about his appearance.
So, you know when you don't have nothing to do, you find things for bother you. When you don't really have nothing to bother you.
Yeah.
You don't really have nothing to trouble you, just find things for.
Do you think being called bald would be a
I don't know. I mean, I know a whole heap of
Is it workplace harassment?
Them take it personal when people ridicule them, because they feel like you're ridiculing them when you talk about them hair loss. Last man, I still joke about somebody hair loss. It's a hot box him get on TV, so I don't know. I mean, if you ball, it's not like say you're going to call me ball. you know what I mean? Like, it's a thing. Like I don't know how else to say it. I mean, that's like when the whole African American thing came out, where nobody wanted to be called black. It was kind of wrong to call people black. It was they had to be African American or whatever if they're from America.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to go around that because if you ball, you ball.
Yeah. Yeah. My thoughts. I do agree with you. Like that's the least. I would be more offended, like we said earlier. I'd be more offended as being called a C__T. That is rather offensive. But you know, lots of women like bald men. It's very sexy, and a lot of women are like, how you doing? So I kind of feel like, you know, we're here for it.
Yeah.
So I think we need to be careful what we call workplace harassment for sure, because I think sometimes you might undermine workplace harassment by calling something that isn't. But I do understand feeling like you're being assaulted or accosted.
You don't wait for them.
What?
They have some weird people out there now. Man especially. Like, cause
I was just going to say that.
no, for real, because
Men and their egos. I'm like,
because like you watch and you see women struggle for years to get to a point with sexual harassment, and it's like you know, so you just want to jump in with ball, like don't call me ball, and like, you know, it's not the same.
no, I agree with you 100%. I'm kind of like it's not until certain things are happening. And that's my first thought. I was like, it's such a patriarchal society, because why are we in court about this? You know how many women are complaining about proper things, proper harassment are keep, and nobody seems to. It's like, you know how it can be. But no, somebody's like, yo, you, and it's like a problem. Not saying it's not a problem, but I feel like they're
Highest paid action hero in America now is what? The Rock. So if anybody use symbols of masculinity, then would probably look to him right now. And ball.
and very sexy.
Hey. On that note, I think you should.
Daytime Live will be right back. We can't use that. You have to do it. You
Okay,
have to
so
do
Daytime Live will be right back, and we're going to come back with the one and only Miss Tanya Stevens.
Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, always a pleasure. We're so forward.